Hello student, good morning. Most welcome to the Rita Das classes. I request all the new viewers to please subscribe my channel. Today I am going to teach you the fifth lesson of class 9. That topic is My Childhood, written by APJ Abdul Kalam. First of all, we have to about the introduction of the chapter. Professor APJ Abdul Kalam is the former President of India. This chapter has been taken from his autobiography, Wings of Fire. He is one of the world's greatest scientists. In this chapter, he tells you about his childhood. He talks about his parents, his childhood friends, and his experiences at school. He grew up in a traditional society. People of different religions lived in the society, but in spite of different religions, people lived in peace and harmony. He was greatly influenced by his father, who taught him honesty and self-discipline. After the introductions, now there are the three main characters. It is written here, that is the Abdul Kalam's parents, and second about the Abdul Kalam, and third is his science teacher Shiv Subramaniam. First of all, we have to discuss about the character sketch of Kalam's parents. Kalam's parents, Jalaluddin and Ashiamma, were tall and good looking. Though they did not have abundant resources, both of them were very generous and fed a lot of outsiders along with their own family members. Practicing the values of honesty and self-discipline, they led a simple life which did not have any peace for essential comfort or luxurious. After that, we have to discuss about the character of Abdul Kalam. A boy of ordinary look, Abdul Kalam had many sterling qualities right from his childhood. He had immense affection and respect for his parents. He inherited the values of honesty and self-discipline from his father and faith in goodness and deep kindness from his mother. Kalam was an enterprising and a hard-working child. He collected tamarind seeds when they were in demand and sold them to earn small yet insignificant amounts. Very confident of himself, he did every piece of work assigned to him with full of dedication. He helped his cousin to catch bundles from the running trains when the train halt at Rameswaram was suspended during the Second World War. After that, Abdul Kalam, his teachers Shiv Subramaniam Iyer. An orthodox Brahmin, Shiv Subramaniam Iyer was Kalam's science teacher in school. He was very tolerant and broad-minded person. He was a rebel who wished to bring about a transformation in society and was mentally prepared to confront hindrances during this process. He faced challenges even from his own family when his wife refused to serve food to Kalam, who had been invited by Iyer himself, but without losing faith in his belief that caste and religions do not segregate people. He served the child himself. Thus he informed his wife not by force but by setting an example. So after that, let us discuss about the chapters thoroughly. In this chapter, Professor Abdul Kalam tells us about his childhood. He was born in the town of Rameswaram. His father's name was Jalaluddin and his mother's name was Ashiamma. Kalam's father was neither educated nor rich, yet he was wise and generous. His mother was also a very kind A number of outsiders daily ate with their family. Abdul Kalam had three brothers and one sister. They lived in their ancestral house in Mosque Streets in Rameshwaram. It was a large pakka house. His father avoided all luxurious, however, the house had all things of daily necessity. Kalam was born in a middle class Tamil family in Rameshwaram, and he inherited the values of honesty, self-discipline, goodness and kindness from his parents. Kalam's family was rather big, but their kitchen fed far from outsider than all his family members put together. Their ancestral house was a large pakka house which did not have any inessential comforts and luxuries. However, Kalam's father made sure that all necessities like food, medicine and clothes were provided to a family. In 1939, when the Second World War broke out, there was a sudden demand for tamarind seeds in the market. Kalam collected these seeds and sold them to earn an anna, which was a big amount for a small boy like him. His brother-in-law Jaluluddin would tell him stories about war, which Kalam would try to trace in the headlines of Din Money, a newspaper in that time and in that region. Rameshwaram was an isolated place, and the war didn't make any direct impact on it except that the train's halt at the station was stopped. As a result, the bundles of newspapers were now thrown off running trains. Kalam's cousin Samshuddin, who used to distribute these newspapers in Rameshwaram, sought Kalam's help to catch these bundles. Thus Kalam got the chance to earn his first wages, which gave him immense self-confidence and a sense of pride. Kalam had three friends, Ramanand Sastri, Arvindam and Shiv Prakashan, who were very close to him. All three were from Orthodox Hindu Brahmin families, but religions never made any differences to their friendship. Later in life, Ramanand Sastri took over the priesthoods of Rameshwaram temple from his father. Arvindam took up the business of arranging transport for visiting pilgrims, and Shiv Prakashan became a catering contractor for the Southern Railways. Kalam's family used to arrange boards with a special platform during the annual Sri Sita Rama Kalyanam ceremony. The platform was used for carrying idols of Lord Rama from the temple to the wedding site Ram Tirth, which was a pond near Kalam's house. Kalam grew up listening to the stories both from the Ramayana and the life of the Prophet from his mother and grandmother at the bedtime. Such certain incident of his childhood felt a deep impression on Kalam's young mind. When he was in the 5th standard, a new teacher came to his class and did not like that Kalam, a Muslim boy, was sitting next to the Ramanand Sastri, a Brahmin boy. He sent Kalam to the back seat simply because it was in accordance with the social ranking of Muslim. Both Kalams and Ramanand Sastri felt sad at this action of their new teacher. Sastri wept, and this had a deep impact on Kalam. Both the children went home and told their respective parents about it. Sastri's father summoned the teacher and told him not to spread the poison of social inequality and communal intolerance in young minds. He told the teachers to either apologize or leave the school. This made the teacher not only regret. Another memorable incident of his childhood was when Shiv Subramaniam Iyer's Kalam science teacher invited him to his house for a meal. Shiv Subramaniam Iyer was an Orthodox Brahmin family, and his wife was very conservative. She was horrified at the idea of inviting a Muslim boy to dine in her ritually pure kitchen. When she refused to serve Kalam's, Iyer did not lose his cool and not only served the boy with his own hands but also sat and ate with him. He invited Kalam's the next weekend as well. Noticing Kalam's hesitation in accepting his invitations, Iyer told the child to be prepared to face such situation if he wished to change any system. When Kalam visited Iyer's house again, his wife took him to her kitchen and served him food with her own hands. The freedom of India was the offering when the Second World War ended. Following Gandhiji's pleas, the entire nation was hopeful of building their countries themselves. Kalam too sought his father's permission to go and study further in Namnathpuram. His father permitted him willingly because he wanted his son to grow. He even convinced Kalam's mother by telling her that parents should not thrust their ideas upon their children as they have their own way of thinking. And after the explanation of the chapter, we have to know the difficult words meaning here given. So dear students, you have to screenshot these difficult words and write in your copy and learn it. And after the difficult words, and here there is given that the summary of the my childhood summary deals with the famous biography of the APJ Abdul Kalam. It refers to a section in this book. This section or chapter talks about the earliest days of Kalam's furthermore, and it also gives the about the Abdul Kalam's prepared him to become a successful scientist and the president in the future. Much has to do with his upbringing, which Kalam discusses in his section, and here also he also mentions the important role of his friends in his life. In short, one can say that in my childhood, Kalam mentions everything that had an impact on his life. These things shaped him into the successful man he became in the future. After the summary of the my childhood, we have to discuss the theme of the childhood. The theme of my childhood is that our life is shaped by our experiences and the people around us. Kalam's secure childhood, inspiring parents, supportive friends, and honest teachers instilled great values in him that gave him wings of fire. And after the theme, now we have to discuss about the conclusion of the chapters. That this conclusion of the chapter gives us an idea of how the childhood of Kalam prepared him to become a successful scientist and president in the future. Thank you.